Have you ever found yourself in the quiet aftermath of a conversation, wondering if you revealed too much? In the pursuit of understanding, connection, and authenticity, we often bare our souls, offering our thoughts, feelings, and experiences like sacred gifts to the world. Yet in this eagerness to be seen and known, we sometimes overlook a subtle but profound truth. Not everything is meant to be shared. Some things, our most intimate dreams, our quiet acts of kindness, our deep inner storms, are meant to remain unspoken, protected by the shelter of silence. They are not secrets born from shame or fear, but treasures too delicate for the rough handling of the world. This is the tale of Never Share These Forbidden Things, a story woven with ancient wisdom, gentle warnings, and the deep serenity that comes from learning when to speak and when to hold back. The Curious Disciple. In the tranquil gardens of Jetavana Monastery, where the rustling leaves whispered age-old truths and the scent of jasmine floated through the air like a benediction, a young disciple approached the Buddha. His name was Ananda, beloved for his sincerity and devotion, yet troubled by an inner confusion he could no longer keep to himself. "Master," he said, bowing low, "I strive always to be transparent. I share my doubts, my dreams, my inner struggles with those around me. I believe openness is the path to growth. But lately I've begun to wonder, can too much openness do more harm than good? Should there be limits to what we reveal?" The Buddha, serene as the morning lake, regarded him with eyes full of compassion and understanding. "Ananda," he said softly, "truthfulness is a noble virtue, and your intention is pure. Yet wisdom is not only in the speaking of truth, but also in knowing when and how to speak it. There are truths so raw, so sacred, that sharing them prematurely or without discernment can cause confusion, pain, or misjudgment. These are the forbidden things, not because they are shameful, but because their sanctity demands silence. The 5 Forbidden Things. The Buddha, with the gentle cadence of a teacher who knows his student is ready, spoke of 5 kinds of things that should not be readily shared. These were not prohibitions, but insights, guiding lights to help one navigate the subtle boundaries of intimacy and expression. 1. Unripe dreams and aspirations. Just as a fruit picked too soon is bitter, so too are dreams that are spoken before they are ready. When you speak of goals still in their infancy, others may impose their doubts or fears upon them. Even well-meaning words can plant seeds of discouragement. Let your dreams grow strong in the quiet soil of your heart before exposing them to the winds of opinion. 2. Silent acts of compassion. The truest kindness seeks no spotlight. When you perform a good deed, let it be like the rain, nourishing yet humble. Sharing it for praise diminishes its spirit. The purity of compassion lies in its quiet, in its anonymity. 3. Inner turmoil and emotional storms. There is healing in being heard, but there is also harm in turning every emotion into a public outcry. Your pain, your confusion, they are sacred fires, meant to be tended with care. Not everyone will understand them. Not everyone should. 4. Personal, spiritual experiences. The divine often speaks in silence. The profound moments of spiritual awakening are gifts from beyond, often defying language. To explain them is to reduce them. To share them with those unprepared is to risk ridicule, or worse, misinterpretation. Hold them gently, like a candle in the wind. 5. Confidences of others. Trust, once broken, is hard to mend. When someone shares their truth with you, it is a sacred exchange. To repeat it, even in passing, is to betray that sacredness. Honor it as you would a holy relic. Ananda listened, his heart open, his mind stilled. He felt the truth of each word resonate within him, like the gentle chime of a temple bell, the tale of the whispering wind. To deepen the lesson, the Buddha told a story. Long ago, in a mountain village veiled in mists and murmurs, there lived a man named Sudeva. Known for his quiet wisdom and deep calm, Sudeva was a healer of hearts and minds. People traveled from far-off lands to seek his counsel. One morning, a bright-eyed young man named Ravi arrived, overflowing with excitement. He had recently begun to experience deep spiritual awakenings, moments of inexplicable clarity, visions in meditation, a sense of oneness with all things.
"Master Sudeva," Ravi said breathlessly, "I must tell you what I have seen, what I have felt. It is as if the universe has opened to me."
Sudeva listened patiently, letting the young man speak without interruption. When Ravi finished, Sudeva led him to a quiet hilltop, where the wind whispered through the tall grass.
"Do you hear that wind, Ravi?" Sudeva asked.
"Yes, master," he replied. "The wind carries secrets," said Sudeva, "but only to those who are still enough to hear. If you shout these secrets into the storm, they vanish. What is sacred cannot be shouted. It must be held." Ravi was silent, the weight of the teaching settling over him like a warm blanket. He understood now. Some experiences are not meant to be displayed, but to be lived, felt, carried. The power of silence. Returning his gaze to Ananda, the Buddha concluded, "Silence is not emptiness, it is presence. It is the womb in which truth ripens, the altar upon which sacred things are laid. In silence we learn to listen, not just to others, but to the voice within." Ananda bowed deeply, the turmoil in his heart replaced by a tranquil knowing. He no longer felt the need to explain himself, to bear every inch of his soul to be worthy of connection. He understood now that holding certain things in silence was not isolation, it was reverence. What do you hold sacred? As you reflect on this story, ask yourself, are there dreams in you still growing roots? Are there acts of kindness you can let remain nameless? Are there wounds that need your own compassion before seeking another's? Are there sacred moments the world would not understand, but your soul treasures? To speak is to share, but to remain silent is sometimes to protect, to nurture, to honor. Never share these forbidden things is not a warning, but a call to deeper awareness. It asks you not to be less open, but more wise. In a world that celebrates exposure, may you find peace in the power of what remains unseen. Because in the stillness of silence, some truths shine brightest.